What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So, we got another episode of This Week in Warframe. We're going over the entire weekly reset, and basically what to expect as a Warframe player this week. We've got the last week of the 11th anniversary, and that includes a double credit weekend, so we'll be going over that. There's also an Umbra Form Alert live, and we're also on like the last 9 days of the current Nightwave season, so quite a few things to go over. But before we get into this stuff, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also check out the live stream channel. I'll be live with the weekly reset. We'll be doing the Deep Archimedian, Archon Hunt, and the like. So you're in the right place for Warframe content. Let's get right into the first weekly reset item at Teshin. And let's see what we got. Okay, looks like it still has 7 seconds to reset. So let's wait about 3 seconds here. And what's Teshin got for me? Okay, the vendors update. Okay, we got 30,000 endo at Teshin for 150 steel essence. If that's worth it to you, feel free to go for it. A reminder too, Protea Prime is out, so if you buy relic packs from Teshin, they can contain Protea Prime, Velox Prime, and Okina Prime relics. I'll be honest, it's like the last week of the anniversary, the 11th anniversary, and there's going to be a double credit weekend coming up. I have a lot of people ask me recently how I got so many credits in Warframe, and it is from the Profit Taker farming. If you do the Profit Taker farming during the double credit weekend with a Relay Blessing, you're getting tons of credits every run. So I might even farm some more this weekend, because even if it says 1 billion credits up there, it's actually only the visual cap. You could have more than 1 billion credits in Warframe, it just only shows you 1 billion. So yeah, that's going to be a thing that's coming up, so go get the Profit Taker unlocked for rank 5 Solaris United. I highly recommend that. But as far as some other weekly stuff here, we have Archie's weekly wares, and let's see what she's got. What they have, for that matter. Alright, so we got a secondary arcane adapter for 25 pathos, shotgun run for 15 pathos, 5k Cuba for 10 pathos, Forma blueprint, and we got 2 Forma blueprints this week, and that's basically it. So, nothing really that worth it this week. Maybe you could get the secondary arcane adapter if you're interested in that.
Nothing tickled your curiosity.
As far as the Deep Archimedian, let's see what we got, because I'll just say it right now, last week's Deep Archimedian was probably the easiest one we've ever had. And I'm hoping that I have like a really, honestly, I want the punishment. Give me the worst loot ever, DE. Give me the Stug. Give me like things that don't buff the Stug at all. Make it hurt, okay? But for other people, maybe they'd like it to be a little bit easier. I know that not everyone wants the game to be as challenging. Let's just see what we have. A big challenge of these elite Archimedians is the random lots. That's why I say give me the Stug. So let's see what we got here. Now there is an Umbra Form Alert also available. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so... Okay, well, they had to go ahead and give me Octavia. I do have the Stug. Okay, I called it. They gave me the Stug and the Lado. Perfect. Alright, let's see these mission types we got here, though. So the first one's going to be Disruption, with the Double Demolishers modifier. 2 Demolishers will spawn instead of just 1, but their health is reduced. I've noticed the Double Demolishers like to get stuck on walls a lot of the time, so this should be a pretty easy modifier at least. The Demolishers themselves are easier to kill than 1, but there are 2 to keep track of. So pretty straightforward on that one. Second modifier is going to be the Vampiric Liminus. These little vampire cloud things will follow you around, drain your health and your energy. Reminder, they did make the energy drain less aggressive on a recent hotfix, so it's not as bad as it used to be. And for your Elite Archimedian extra modifier, Commanding Culverins, the Rogue Culverins equip weapons that will deal 5 times damage to Overguard and mechs. As someone that did use it, I had to deal with this modifier last week. It can be kind of annoying if you're playing Dante or Stynex, but still, you can just get your Overguard back pretty easily, so not that big of a deal. Second mission is going to be Survival. The new mission here is going to be Life Support Towers only activate after 20 enemies have been killed within 15 meters of them. Okay, so that's a new modifier that we have not encountered yet. But it doesn't sound that terrible. I mean, actually, 20 enemies is quite a few around the life support tower. So you might want to have a good, kills per minute. If you have a Necros on your team for extra life support drops too, that could be nice. But yeah, within 15 meters. So maybe pulling enemies into the life support tower could even be more helpful there. So this could be pretty bad with, random pub squads, like killing enemies nowhere near the tower. Just if you are having a hard time, remember that, maybe being a pre-made for this could be a good idea on your part. Second modifier is Fortified Foes. Guardian Eximus units may appear, including Guardian Eximus mechs. So just really tanky Eximus. It doesn't say it increases the Eximus spawn rate, just there's more Eximus that will, or there's the potential of a Guardian Eximus to spawn. And the Elite Archimedian modifier, slight enemies explode in void energy. So yeah, you get to get a bunch of enemies near the tower and then kill them. Thankfully, the tower won't get destroyed by the enemies exploding, but yeah, that's going to be an interesting survival. And the final one is going to be a boss fight against the Shattered One. So the modifiers of this one are going to be Coordinated Front, Xmas units spawn or support the Fragmented One in its final form, so tons of Xmas in the final fight. Second modifier, Rupturing Fragments. Ooh, that one's okay. This one was here last week. Those Rupturing Fragments, it's like the arm guys. If you destroy the arm enemies, they will explode. They do a lot of damage, so be really careful with that one. The final fight will probably be pretty hectic, honestly, with that modifier. And the final modifier, for the Elite Archimedian, enemies deal less damage, but they also take increased damage and gain... they deal increased damage. They also have 50% increased movement speed, attack speed, and fire rate. So I wonder if that affects the boss. Is the boss going to be moving even faster and attacking even faster? We'll have to see. This sounds like a pretty chaotic week for the Elite Archimedian, though. So that's what I'm looking for with my Stug. I'll definitely bring the Stug and like the Kuva Hind, I guess. As far as the personal modifiers, ammo deficit, less ammo by 75%. You also get less from gear. There's also gear embargo. So that's going to mean, okay, this should be more difficult than usual. Gear embargo is definitely one of the more difficult ones. We got lethargic shield, shield regeneration delay increased by 500%. Wow, so you're going to have like hardly any shield regen. Quick shield restore things like Harrow's Chains and even Pillage for that matter can be very helpful for getting your shields back instantly. So I might actually go Octavia with Pillage here. That could be pretty good. As I said, gear embargo, so no elite on calls, no specters, no energy pads, no nothing. Keep in mind that if you want to get all the loot but still like have not as bad of a time, you can choose to not turn one of these modifiers on, or choose one to bring, like, if you want to choose, like, instead of the Stug, you can bring like the dual tox or something like that. You can choose to do one less modifier, and the only thing you miss is the 50 Vossor at the end. Final modifier is going to be Frame Curse Syndrome. Activating an ability inflicts 50 damage upon you. Okay, so as far as difficulty level this week, I think the hardest mission might be the final mission right here, with Rupturing Fragments, and potentially a boss that attacks even faster than usual. Since you're going to have no shield regen, it might be pretty dangerous, as long as, if you have a not well-coordinated team. And speaking of not well-coordinated teams, Parasitic Towers might be pretty annoying in a public matchmaking setting. So just keep that in mind, that you don't have to do all these modifiers you don't want to. Alright, and as far as the Bird 3 Shard, reminder, you need to be rank 5 with the caveat to get access to things I'm showing you here. So rank 5 with Bird 3, or rather with the caveat to get that Crimson Archon Shard from Bird 3. That Deep Archimedian also requires rank 5 with the caveat as well, guys. Okay, so we have a double credit weekend coming up this next Friday, and the elite alert for the Umbra Forma is, I think it still has like about 4 more days left. You have 4 more days and 14 hours for this Umbra Forma alert against the level 100 Corpus Survival. Let's go over our Archon Hunt and our Deviri stuff. So as far as the Archon Hunt, we got the Amber Archon Shard from the Snake Archon. Reminder, this thing can deal Toxin procs to you, so maybe try to be kind of tanky, or just play Revenant. Mission types, Mobile Defense, Survival, and the Final Boss Showdown, getting that Amber Archon Shard. Alright, for Deviri, let's see what we have as far as our options here. For the normal circuit, we've got Khora Normal, nice, Gara, and Revenant. I think it's not even a question, really. Khora is the most annoying to farm. She comes from a normal Sanctuary Onslaught. Do yourself a favor and pick Khora for the circuit this week, as her Helminth is pretty good in Snare, and also she's really, you don't want to be farming normal Khora and normal Onslaught. And Revenant and Gar are just like quest frames that come from Sita's bounty, so not even like a really hard decision there at all. Let's see if the Incarnons are a hard decision, although I doubt it. Alright, so we have we got this week. Just a reminder though, if you have not played in a while, you can get Rank 9 Opportunity Intrinsic, and you want to pick any of the Incarnons, you can just pick this stuff instead if you still want to play Circuit. But yeah, we got the Xylock Incarnon, Sibir Incarnon, Dread Incarnon, Despair Incarnon, and the Hate Incarnon. As far as the most amazing of them, let's first explain what they all do. The Xylock Incarnon gets some big stat bumps from its Incarnon upgrades, and the Incarnon form is a charged radial fire blast that is doing okay damage, but it still is lacking the proper scaling it should have when everything's said and done. So not really the best, but if you have the Xylock Prime and you think it doesn't do enough damage, get this Incarnon to make it have more crits. For the Sibir Incarnon, I used this in my previous Frost video like yesterday. It's just a giant piece of ice on a stick, and it has really good crits if you use these high-tier Incarnon upgrades. If you plan to play Frost, some of these perks can be pretty nice. Getting increased combo on targets affected by cold status, really good on Frost, because there'll be lots of enemies affected by cold. The only problem with this thing is the fact the Incarnon special attack doesn't even feel like it does anything. Creates a cold blast radius with heavy slams. Hard to notice it doing anything. The wiki says it's a guaranteed cold proc. I don't think it's a guaranteed cold proc for my testing. It's just a good hammer, basically, with base cold damage. So you do like corrosive cold or viral or something like that easily with this thing. Still a decent weapon, but not the best choice this week at all. Dread Incarnon, very similar to the Paris Incarnon and the Nadaruk. It's a railgun arrow bow that has really good crits. And the best part about this is probably that everybody watching this video has the Dread normal weapon, so it's not going to be a very hard weapon to obtain. So if you want to get a weapon that you already have and get an Incarnon for it, you will probably have the Dread normal to get the Dread Incarnon installed. Some of the best upgrades here are going to be giving you increased base critical damage. That's pretty good. It's not really the most popular weapon in the game, but it gets the job done. It's a fun bow weapon, and probably like second or third recommendation I'd say this week. The Despair Incarnon is definitely more rare than the Dread, because the Dread has a higher drop rate than the Despair, and the Hate for that matter, from the Stalker. These are silenced delayed explosions once you Incarnon form it, and that's pretty good. I use it on frames like Ivara sometimes, on Octavia sometimes. They're silent explosions. That's pretty much the main draw of this. They've got really good crit as well. These can take care of Acolytes relatively easily. But yeah, a lot of people don't even have this weapon in the first place because it's so rare to drop. So, reminder though, if you don't have this weapon and you want to pick up the Incarnon for the future when it does drop for you, you can just hold the Incarnon in your inventory, and once you get the weapon to drop, you can install it like when you get the actual weapon. And as far as the best one this week is definitely the Hate Incarnon. I've been using this thing quite a bit for high-level missions. I use this with Ash to one-shot level 10,000 Thrax very easily, and the Incarnon form on this thing gives you ranged attack on light attacks. So you do some light attacks, it will fire out a heat projectile that can scale nicely with Condition Overload and hits really, really hard. Additionally, this thing just has really high stats, and if you use it on like Wrathful Advance, you can go maximum on status chance and have a ton of red crits as well. So as far as the best recommendations this week, it really comes down to what weapons you do have, but if we're talking about overall power level, number 1 power level is going to be the Hate Incarnon. Number 2 power level probably being kind of hard choice. Maybe the Dread Incarnon or the Sibir Incarnon for that matter. But don't go for double melees. Basically just go for whatever weapons you have. If you have only the stuff that's easy to get, you probably have the Dread and the Zylok. I'm not saying the Zylok is one I'd regularly recommend, but if it's all you have, might as well go for it. So if I was to just go and pick these ones after all I know, I'd go for the Hate Incarnon and probably the Despair Incarnon or the Dread Incarnon, just because they're pretty powerful, but again, they're just super rare to get. So good luck picking out those guys. They're all relatively okay, besides maybe the Zylok one. And yes, we do have a new resurgence this week as well. It's going to be, I believe, Wukong and Equinox starting like on Thursday. So yeah. Let's go over the Nightwave. So now, the Nightwave does end on the 15th. You have like 10 days to finish this Nightwave, do as much as you want to. The level 30 is where you basically get the end of the rewards. You can prestige past that. But yeah, this is some really nice armor right here, the Nymor armor bundle, and this Cyandana is amazing, the Stealth Flare Cyandana. So if you want to get this before it goes away, it probably won't come back for a while. So you got like 10 days to grind it out. And yes, once you complete all these challenges, more challenges will appear if you haven't done them all yet. But as far as the challenges we have, first weekly, horsing around, fly your cape for 1,500 meters, so easy. Just go to Deviri and do that basically. Sortie Specialist, complete 1 sortie. First Elite Weekly, Day Trader, win 3 wages in a row without letting enemies score in the index. So just you can bring Mesa for that. You can bring like Equinox Duality is still pretty good nowadays. I'm sure Revenant is amazing for that as always. So pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing. Eximus Executioner is your second Elite Weekly for that matter. You have to just kill 100 Eximus. Not that bad. There's another normal weekly, or the permanent weekly is to kill 30 Eximus. So you get 4,500 rep for killing 30 Eximus and 7,000 rep for killing 100 Eximus. Pretty straightforward. Also complete 15 missions and kill 500 enemies. So yes, guys, since the Nightwave is ending soon, you want to make sure you turn in all your Nightwave rep for this for the stuff that you want. And yes, we do. It looks like we have the Ceramic Dagger this week. Nice. For people who've been waiting for that, the Ceramic Dagger is available. But you get your Evergreen stuff at the top. If you are just looking for something to waste your Nightwave creds on, you can get a bunch of Nightane if you'd like to. But yeah, we've got some helmets here, so all subjective, of course, you like this stuff. As far as aura mods, we got a lot of aura mods this week. Wow, we got Deadeye, Shotgun Scavenger, Rejuvenation, Infested Impotence, Steel Charge, Enemy Radar, and Sniper Scavenger. The best ones here are definitely Steel Charge and Enemy Radar. The rest of them, not really the best. If you're a low level, if you're a newer player, Rejuvenation can be very nice though. So for some Mastery Fodder and good, actually, this is not Mastery Fodder. We have the Ceramic Dagger Blueprint this week. So this is the only place in the game to get this. There is no other way to get this item, this blueprint. So you have to, if you want to get the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon, you must get the blueprint from this location, okay? You can't even buy this thing in the market. So yeah, make sure you grab this. If you plan on ever getting the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon, it's a very good stat stick. So make sure you grab this, okay? Please do this. We also got the Jaw Sword Blueprint. As far as Conclave, we have the Dark Sword blueprint too, technically. As far as Conclave Augmons, we got the Recharge Barrier for Volt, Focus Acceleration for the Tetra, and Power of 3 for Ivara. None of these are really worth getting, I'd say. And that's basically going to be your weekly reset, guys. You have, a big double credit weekend coming up. Let's see if we have any good invigorations so we can put on Chroma for big money. But yeah, guys, it's going to be, kind of tame week after this one's over. We're going to have, the Kuva Sobek and the Tenant Glaxon on the 15th, and the new Nightwave on the 15th. But besides that, there's not really much going on next week, because the anniversary will be almost over. But as far as what we have here, actually, I think the anniversary might go, technically, the alerts go through, but there's not going to be, new stuff, just the stuff that's going to start this week. As far as these, you want to unlock these, you have to go to the Necrolisk and get rank 3, and then rank 5, I think it is, to get the Invigorations unlocked. So you can also buy it in the market for 300 plat if you'd like to. Alright, got melee damage and parkour velocity for Mesa. Not exactly the best synergy there, as Mesa's not really a melee frame, but the parkour velocity will affect Mesa's waltz to make her rolling around faster. So that's pretty good if I wanted to use Mesa. I'm basically looking for ones that would be good with Chroma for the Profit Taker right now. So this one's not really the best for the Profit Taker, unfortunately. Melee critical chance and 5 jump resets for Grendel. That sounds like a pretty goofy one. It might be helpful with Exodia Contagion for the Profit Taker, but yeah, not exactly another... I have 2 melee invigorations so far. Let's hope this Titania one is going to be like power, strength, or duration or something. Okay, there you go. So, okay, literally perfect for Chroma. Nice. 1,000 extra health and 200% extra ability strength. So my Chroma will be crazy high power strength, and that will be good to go. So yeah, awesome stuff there. I will be saving that override for this Friday for the Chroma or for the Profit Taker. So I'll probably do some help on that stream as well. So that's your weekly reset, guys. Hope you find it fun and helpful. I hope I didn't miss anything, but yeah, for the most part, it should be pretty straightforward. You got your new double credit weekend coming out. You got your new Resurgence. Make sure you catch up on that Nightwave Umbra Forma alert for people that want to do that or haven't done it yet. And yeah, that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy and peace.